Have you ever said to yourself, you're going to commit, you're going to do whatever it takes to fulfill the habit you knew would improve your life. But when things got hard, you decided to break your own promise. And you kept on doing it until it became so hard to get back on track. Can you relate? Because I want you to realize you're not alone. I struggled with this for so many years of my life. I wasted so many years giving up my full potential, my greatness. And I don't want this to happen to you. Don't make it one day, make it day one. Pay close attention to these 5 steps I'm about to share with you right now that allow you to get back on track and really live life at your highest version of your highest vision. Are you ready? Born ready, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's go on to step number 1, which is realize that you are not lazy. Yes, you heard me right. You're probably thinking, Tim, are you crazy? I want you to wake up for a moment. You are not lazy. Here's why. Because I guarantee you are extremely consistent right now with being inconsistent. Hello? You are extremely consistent with being inconsistent. I've got clients right now who literally struggle stopping. They struggle with being inconsistent. They would love to know what you know because they struggle to relax. You're world class at what you do right now. You've got that energy, that discipline to do what you want to do, which is quote unquote nothing, right? When you understand that, you realize you're kind of like this supercar. You're just on the wrong track. You've got the energy already within you. The tank, the fuel gauge is full. You're ready to go. You're not broken. You're ready to go. You've got that inner power within you already. You just got to channel that energy towards the areas that matter. And this is what I did in my life. I realized there was a lot of these laziness symptoms I had, but I realized I'm very good at being lazy. And when I began to channel that energy towards my greatness and not suppress that energy, that's when magic began to really show up. That's step number 1. Wrap your mindset around that for a moment. Step number 2, what you got to do, knowing that you are not lazy, you got to now understand that inaction is still an action. When you are doing nothing, you are still doing something. There is a cost either way. You have to wrap your head around this very logically, because people believe being disciplined is painful. People believe following through on their morning or evening habits is painful. But what's the cost if you don't do it? What will it cost you throughout the day? When you're not present, showing up as your best self, what's the cost when you're not present with your loved ones? What's the cost when you're not showing up as the most confident version of you in your workplace? Whatever it may be. Because there's a cost either way. Yes, it may be painful going for a jog 5 a.m. in the morning when it's cold outside. But there is also a cost if you decide to lie in bed. What if 10 years from now I was to say to you, nothing in your life has changed. You've remained exactly where you are. How would you feel? Would you be full of regrets? Would you be just upset of the results of your inaction in your life? Inaction is still an action. You are still taking action right now. I want you to realize that. You are an action taker. Because you're still taking action towards inaction. You now got to flip the switch and go towards the direction you're really looking to get towards in your life. And realize there's a cost either way. Whether or not you do this or you don't, it's going to be painful either way. You got to choose your pain. You got to pick wisely. And this is why when I wake up and I don't want to go to the gym, which is most days, by the way, I know I have to drag myself to go to the gym. So I don't experience the cost of lying in bed and spending the rest of the day in a suffering state, not at my prime optimal state. So I want you to really think about this. The third step is to get really, really clear on your why and your ultimate vision for your life. And I know what you're thinking at this stage. Tim, I've kind of already heard this. Listen, unless you're living it right now, you might as well not know it. Be a humble student. I know why is a very, very common thing chucked around in personal development. But if you aren't feeling unstoppable every day, you haven't figured out your why. You got to figure out the thing that keeps your fuel lit every single day. The fire in your belly. It ignites your soul. You will do whatever it takes once you really discover this why. and where you're really looking to get towards in your life. You see, human beings are like a bicycle. When we've got this why, when we've got this ultimate life vision, we stay true and we stay aligned. The moment we lose sight of this vision, we lose sight of this why, we begin to topple over and we fall over and we're back down. Ask yourself, why do you really want to do any of this in the first place? And keep asking yourself why. Keep delving deeper and really just begin to go beyond yourself. Who are you doing this for? Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's something, it's the world. Whatever it may be, think bigger. Whatever you're thinking, think bigger. Get clear on that why. You want to now even think about printing out photos of whoever this person is that you're really doing this for. And you want to place them somewhere you'll see it every day to remind you why you're waking up in the morning. Find your why. Step number 4, upgrade your environment. If you've got symptoms that I used to have, which is extreme procrastination, extreme laziness, and by the way, if you aren't aware, like 12 years ago, I was addicted to drugs. And when I was, trying to get off this stuff that I was on, this is when all of these things, these issues began to show up in my life. Because I used to be extremely lazy because of the things, the drugs I was abusing. And it had caused so much suffering inside for me. And what ended up really changing me in terms of getting off these drugs and just getting myself to really reinvent myself was to upgrade my environment. I had to let go of a lot of friends who were regularly taking drugs around me. I ended up even moving to a different part of England. I moved to the city of England, London, to just truly reinvent myself. I took this environment stuff very seriously because you are the reflection of your environment. If right now your fridge is full with junk food, you are going to, no matter how disciplined you are, if your fridge is full of crap, you're going to eat crap. Because let's be honest, our discipline's pretty strong at certain times of the day. It's the times when it's weak, maybe after work when you're tired. That's when it's hard, right? So set yourself up to win in advance. When you feel good, set yourself up to win. Put your gym outfit next to your bedside. So first thing in the morning, you put it on. You want to get some accountability, burn the bridge, whatever it takes. When I was learning to become a speaker, because I was introverted for a long chunk of my life, I knew I couldn't really do this on my own. So what did I do? I signed up to loads of speaking courses. I burnt the bridge, put my money on the line, and I was showing up every single time. Because most of you checking out this video right now, if you're struggling with committing to yourself, I'm sure you wouldn't struggle when other things are on the line, in terms of other people are waiting for you. And you realize you keep on showing, and eventually, of course, you'll show up for yourself, but that's a subject for another matter. But I want you to really upgrade your environment. You want to get rid of the things right now that's triggering you to feel lazy, quote unquote. At the same time, the things you want to play out in terms of habits, make it extremely easy. You want it to be easier done than said. Easier done than said. And the things you don't want to do, you want to increase the amount of steps that's required for you to fulfill that. And that's how you begin to really optimize the environment. The final step that I want to quickly share with you right now, the 5th step, is I want you to really commit to this today. If you are struggling with laziness, just realize this. Don't take the giant leap forwards. 1% better today. Just 1%. Hello, I'm talking to you. Just you. 1% better. If you're struggling with taking 1 million habits in the morning, just one habit. If you're struggling with 15 minutes of meditation, just 1 minute. If you're struggling with getting to the gym for 60 minutes, just go there. Just step into the gym and come home today. 1% better. These little millimeter of change may not seem dramatic, but by the end of a year, you'll be a whole different place. Imagine how you would feel knowing that you've totally transformed yourself. Whatever it takes, you've got this. Let me know in the comments box below if you're truly committed to this by commenting committed. And I'll be sure to reply back to you because I know you've watched the video all the way up to this point, which says a lot about your character. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, be sure to click the like button. And as always, follow your heart and take action. And let's create the life you're truly born to live. Day one and not one day. Let's do this.